Testing 1 2 3. Testing 1 2 3. Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of For Sub-Owner Training. Can everybody hear me? Awesome.
Yeah, loud and clear.
Stephanie, good morning. Good afternoon. Robin Young, so glad you can make it today again. J.R. Fletcher, oh my God, that's what you really look like. I think you should go black screen, dude. No, I'm just kidding. Greg Thomas, where's your face? Greg has no face. And of course, Tama, who doesn't like to show her face, which is crazy. Tama, we want to see your face.
Oh, not today, you don't.
Oh my God. Okay, so last week we talked about homework, and I posted a couple of questions. It says, Greg, I can hear you, but I'm on a different computer with no camera. Way to go, dude. Way to go. All right, so I've got a couple of questions I'm going to start this session with. These are going to be objections that you're going to hear. So remember that these are being, this whole deal is being recorded. So don't try to scramble and write this stuff down, because you're going to hear this stuff again. So one of the first objections we've got, and this is coming from Nicholas. These are coming from Nicholas because he couldn't be here. The number one objection that he put, I feel more comfortable face to face. Robin, how would you address that situation?
I'm not sure I understand what part of the deal is that.
That for sale by owners give you, and you're
I
trying to get the
meet them
listing.
face to face.
You're trying to get the listing without going out there, and this is what they tell you.
Oh, okay. Well, I've heard you say, well, something like, well, where do you live, or where do you work, or do you go online for your job?
Right, you want to ask a question. You never want to address their objection with a statement. You want to turn it around and ask a question. So somebody says, I feel more comfortable face to face. What I'm going to do is I'm going to turn that around on them, and I'm going to ask them, well, if we meet face to face, what kind of questions do you think you'll have? And of course, they're going to spew out all the questions that they have. And then I'm going to say, is there anything else you want to ask me? No? Okay, perfect. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to send you the listing agreement through DocuSign. You sign it online, and then once you do that, your house will be listed. So I'm going to address all those questions, because any objection that he has, he wants to ask you, but he's trying to beat around the bush and get me to drive out there, which I'm not going to do. Another objection that Nick put, I want to meet you. When I hear that one, I say, well, that's awesome. I want to meet you too. But let's get the paperwork started so that we can sell the house, and then we'll meet at closing when I sell this house really fast. Here's another one. I'd rather work with people I've met. So before you had a relationship with your accountant, did you know him? How about your attorney? How about your dentist? How about your doctor? And I'll go through all the professions that I can think of until he stops me and say, okay. Here's another one he wrote. I can't trust you until we meet. That one I've never heard before. Okay, JR, you got a list of questions, objections? Okay, let's have it.
All right. First one I got this week was actually, I don't need a realtor to sell my house. My wife works at a title company.
I don't need a realtor. Okay, so what would you say to that?
I told her, I asked her, well, which title company does she work with? I might know her. Then he told me the answer, and I was like, well, I've been there a couple of times this week alone, so maybe I do know her. So that's what I did.
So what I would do on that situation, I don't need a realtor. My wife works at a title company. Well, what is she going to do as a title rep to market your house?
Right.
And if she's working full-time at a title company, how's she going to market your house? Is she going to do it part-time like what you're doing? And if she's working full-time, is she going to be the one to show the house? She's going to take off work, drive to open up the house for the realtor to see, and then drive back? How long do you think that'll last with the title company?
Yeah.
Okay, any other questions, objections?
Yeah, I get this one a lot too. I promised the realtor that I bought the house with, if I ever list the home, I would call her.
And why would you do that?
Well, that's what that was the objection I got. I asked.
Yeah, that's what I'm asking. I'm asking as if we're role playing. Why would you do that?
Because that's the realtor I trust. They got me into the house.
You don't know any other realtors in the world?
Yeah, I know other realtors.
So you don't trust anybody else but that one?
No, that's not necessarily true.
Do you trust me? Do you trust me, JL?
No, I don't know you.
I know. I don't know you either. Sometimes you just can't help stupidity, and you can't help stupid answers. It's best just to move on. All right, let's skip around a little bit. Stephanie, any objections that you think you'd hear a lot?
Yeah, one I've heard is if I do decide to list with an agent, I have a family member or friend that's an agent.
A family member or a friend?
So I ask, do you feel the need to use them out of obligation?
I like that question. What other question could you ask?
I don't know, because pretty much the answer is yes, that I get to that.
Another question that you could ask is, what if you get mad at this family or friend? Are you going to be able to be honest with them? And is that going to hurt the relationship in the family? Wouldn't you rather go with somebody that you have no ties to emotionally, that if you need to yell at somebody, you can yell at them if you need to, like me? Because you won't hurt my feelings if you yell at me. I'm Italian. I don't get my feelings hurt. That's what I would say. I would tell them straight up, you can yell at me and I won't be offended. And after we're done, you don't have to deal with me anymore. Unless you want to. But yes, you will hear that one come up. Kiara, any objections you think you could hear?
Ones that I hear the most are, we aren't working with any realtors.
And why is that?
Oh, they usually just hang up before you can ask. And I kid you not.
Oh, I know. I've been doing this a while. So are you going to call them back or are you going to move on?
Well, if they're going to be that angry, I'm going to move on.
Oh, really?
Why not?
You give up that quick? Not me.
Why? And what would you do?
No, I'm not going to
Tell me what you would do.
No, it's, in my mind, it's game on.
Okay.
See who can win this one. And I am very stubborn. I'm going to call him back next week. Remember me? We talked. You said you're not going to deal with a realtor. But I got a question. How many offers have you had from other realtors?
Mm-hmm.
Ask them a question. Remember, you're going to put them in a better position if you ask them a question.
Okay.
If you're making statements, you are losing, period.
Mm-hmm.
Here's what I want you to do. When you think about calling a for sale by owner, I want you to keep a little tally. You know, we like the little tallies and
Yeah.
the little deal. Anytime you make one tally for a statement, you might as well just go ahead and hang up because you've lost.
Okay.
Whoever makes the most statements is going to lose the conversation. What you want to do is do nothing but ask questions. And with that, we are now going to play a game.
Mm-hmm.
Games?
No.
Yeah, you do.
No, don't.
Yeah, you do.
I don't like games.
You'll like this one. JR, you're going to play. And JR, you're going to play the game against Tama. Tama?
Yes, sir.
And since Tama is hiding behind a black screen, this should be easy for her. Here's the game. Tama is going to ask JR a question. Any question you want. JR, your response is going to be with a question. And then y'all are going to go back and forth. Question, 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 question. Whoever makes a statement loses the game.
Okay, so who's the seller and who's the agent?
No. This is the seller. This isn't the seller. This isn't the buyer. This is just y'all talking.
Okay.
People. You can ask any question you want. What I usually do is I usually start the question off. But Tama, you're smart enough that you can do this because I know you personally. So you can ask JR any question you want. Doesn't have to be real estate. It can be something about his hair that's receding, whatever you want. Okay, remember, question, 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 question. No statements. Whoever says a statement loses. Okay, Tama, have at it.
So, JR, are you an animal lover?
What animals do you like?
All right, Tommy, you're out.
No, I'm not. I didn't make a statement.
No, you look too much time. Oh my God, you got to be quick. Okay, Robin, take over from Tama. Ask Robin the question again.
What was that?
Ask Robin the same question that you replied to Tama.
Robin, what animals do you like?
What kind of animal do you have?
What do you feed your animals?
What kind of animal do you have?
Yes, the same question again.
Is your animal tall or small?
Robin's out. Kiara, take over.
So not surprised.
To be fair, he didn't say we can't ask the same question.
You can't ask the same
Let's
question.
see.
But see, what she did is he asked Robin, JR asked Robin a question, and Robin gave the same question twice. So she's out. You're out, Robin. Go home. Oh, you're already home. Stay there. Okay, Kiara, take over.
Well, honestly, JR, I'm kind of confused. What food should I be feeding my animals?
Do you like small food bits or large food bits?
Good question. I don't know. What would you suggest?
Do you have a big dog or a small dog?
I honestly can't say that I have a dog per se, but I would like to have a dog. What?
Bullshit. I'm calling bullshit on you.
Oh, come on.
Oh my God, we're falling asleep over here.
Oh, God.
All right, so let me tell you the purpose of this game. So many times you're calling for sell by owners or you're calling sellers, and you're thinking too much about what you're going to say, and you're not really listening to what they're saying. What this game makes you do, it makes you listen to the other person so that you can ask the right question. Now, this isn't good for some owners. This is good for everybody. You have to be aware of what they're saying so that you can ask the right question. Does that make sense?
Okay. Going with that, because I actually agree with what you were saying, and I was reading, I can't remember where, that the best way before you ask the question is repeat, before you ask the next question, is repeat their answer.
I don't like that.
No? Okay. Why?
I don't like it.
Why?
It sounds too much like a telemarketer.
Okay.
Would you do that in person with somebody?
If I really did not hear what they say, yes.
Why don't you say this if you didn't hear?
Well, I'll ask for clarification.
Can you rephrase that question so I can make sure I understand it?
Yeah.
Whether you understand it or not, you can get out of answering the question by getting them to rephrase it.
Right.
Or you could say, what exactly do you mean by that question?
Is that a question or is that a statement?
That's a question. That's a question. What do you mean by that question?
Okay.
Because that's creating them to respond. So, use questions to your advantage. They don't even have to be on target.
Okay.
One of my favorite things I like to say to people whenever they give me a question, and you might want to write this one down, put it on a sticky on your computer.
Mm-hmm.
So here's how it goes. Somebody gives you a stupid response, sort of like, I want to meet you. Now, that's a pretty stupid response. My response to that, exactly. That's why I called. When would you like to meet? Exactly. That's why I called. Now, here's what that's done. They've given a rejection, and you answered it exactly. That's why I called. You're agreeing with them, what they're saying, and then you end it with a question so that they have to answer the question. They're not ready for you to answer it with exactly, that's why I called. Well, you're just an idiot. Exactly. That's why I called. Because most of the realtors out there are idiots, but I'm not. So, JR, I'm going to be the for sale by owner. And I want you to use exactly, that's why I called, for every response before you ask a question. Okay?
Sure.
This will be fun. So we'll start it off with, let's just do the phone call. You call me.
Ring, ring.
Hello.
Hi, is this the homeowner of 123 Main Street?
Why do you ask?
Well, my name is JR, and, well, I already messed up. How am I going to say exactly that's why I called?
Okay, let's try again. Think about this. Think about this. Exactly, that's why I called gives you time to think about the question that you're going to ask them next. It's not really a response to get an answer. It's kind of a fluff of time that you need to think about the next question.
Okay.
So call me again.
Ring, ring.
Hello.
Hi, is this the homeowner of 123 Main Street?
Why do you ask?
Well, I'm calling today to see if I can talk to you about the property.
About what?
About the house for sale?
My house?
Yes, your house.
Okay, what do you want to know?
Is it still currently marketed? Are you still trying to sell it?
Where'd you see it at?
Say that again?
Where did you see it?
Oh, I saw it online. It's Zillow.
On Zillow. So if you saw it online, when did you see it? Today?
Yeah.
Did it say active?
Well, that's why I'm calling and verify that it is active.
Do you know what active means?
Yes, I do.
What does it mean?
It means that it is still for sale.
Then why are you calling?
Ah, I've never had anyone be that, I would say, that abrupt.
Asshole. That's all. Just go
Yeah.
say it, asshole.
Exactly. That's why I'm calling.
Exactly. That's why I called. To make sure that it's still available. Because
Right.
since it's not on MLS, the only way for me to find out is to call you personally. Well, don't call me again. Well, I've got bad news. I represent my buyer. And since I'm legally obligated through what's called a buyer's representation agreement to show them everything that includes MLS properties for sale by owners, expireds, REOs, and cancels, I have to call you to find out if it's still available. No offense to you, but my obligation is to my buyer. So is your house still available, yes or no?
Hmm.
And if they say yes, perfect. Have a great day. Hang up. You've got to take control of these for sale by owners.
Yeah.
And I know Stephanie's going, oh my God, I can't do this. Stephanie, what kind of objections you got for me?
I don't know. Objections.
Objections that a for sale by owner would say to you.
Well, I know my house better than any agent, so I think I could do a better job selling it.
How many houses have you sold before?
Well, what do you know about real estate and marketing? That'd be another question I would ask them.
No. That's my question to you.
Oh, wait. So I'm the FSBO.
Oh, right. You're the FSBO.
Gotcha.
The realtor calling you, and you said that you know more than any realtor knows about the house.
Mm-hmm.
How many houses have you sold before?
Well, I've been involved in a couple as the buyer and the seller.
But how many have you sold on your own without a realtor?
This is the first time I'm trying it.
Oh, okay. What kind of success have you had so far?
It's only been on the market a few weeks. I've had some people look at it, but no offers yet.
How many showings are you getting per day?
Only a couple per week.
A couple per week?
Yep.
Where in the world are you advertising it at?
Pretty much just Zillow and those sites. I'm not in the MLS.
So you're keeping it a secret?
No, I just haven't paid to have it advertised more yet.
But you're only getting 2 showings a week. Does that seem normal to you?
No, I really just wanted to test the market right now.
Well, testing the market would be getting about 2 showings per day. That's what we're seeing.
That's the average for around here.
Right.
Well, then I guess I need to work on my marketing a little bit more.
What are you going to do different?
Maybe I'll do some Facebook ads, Facebook advertising, get it out there a little bit more.
And who's showing the house for you?
I come home and let the people in.
Oh, so you've got a job where you can leave your work and then show the house and then go back to work?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
How are you pre-qualifying your people?
I'm thinking like a realtor here. I'm trying not to think like a realtor. I see if they're interested first, and if they are interested, then I ask them about their financing.
And what do they normally tell you?
That they're just looking.
Oh, see, then you just let them in? You just let them come look?
Yeah, isn't that what everybody else does?
No.
Are they pre-qualified before they come in the house?
Yes.
I'm just trying to generate some interest and some buzz right now.
Well, you're definitely buzzing. You could be buzzing a whole lot more if you advertised it, if you got the word out. But right now, you're like a single female that wants to get married, but you're not getting out there and letting anybody know that you want to get married, and you're keeping it a secret. You're the only one that knows that you want to get married, and nobody else knows.
I hear you.
So 2 showings a week is not enough. You should be getting at least 2 showings a day. And after 2 weeks in this market, don't you think you should have had some offers by now?
Not really. Some of the homes that I see on Zillow have been on the market for longer than a month, and those are listed with an agent.
Do you
So
think
I
all
don't know.
realtors is the same?
Definitely not.
What do you think is different about the ones that are making a lot of money and the ones that are barely making it?
I think probably their homes are not sitting as long and they're out there marketing more.
So if you were going to market it more with a realtor who's doing more, doesn't it make sense to go with a realtor who's doing more than your average realtor that's doing 1 transaction a month?
Why don't you tell me what you would do for my house?
Well, I'd rather show you.
Okay.
But what I need to do is find out more about it before I can give you some information about it.
Okay.
If I could show you how you could get what you want at closing, would you be open to paying commissions?
As long as I walk away with the amount that I had in mind.
Regardless of the commission.
Right.
So if the commission were 6%, 7%, or even 20%, you'd be okay with that.
I think 20% is a bit inflated. I do know a little bit, but I think.
But that's not what you said. You said, as long as I get to walk away with what I want to walk away with, you'd be okay. Even if the commission were 20%.
I don't think I'd be okay with 20% commission.
Okay. Would you be okay with 6 or 7?
6 is good. Seven.
As long as you can walk away with what you need to walk away with.
Right.
So if I could show you in numbers where I could get you what you need to walk away with, you would be okay with 6%.
Yeah.
Okay. So you do realize as a seller, you have what's called seller closing costs. That comes out to about 1.25% of the sales price. So what you need to calculate is the sales price plus 6% plus 1.25% for closing costs. So now you need to calculate it at 7.25%.
Okay.
You okay with those numbers?
Yeah.
So I've got your email address. I'm gonna do a CMA and email it to you. You take a look at it. If you have any questions, call me.
Okay.
Okay, bye-bye now.
Bye. Now, Robert, let me ask you, is that
Yes.
a typical conversation?
Do what now?
How does that conversation rank as far as being typical?
That lasted actually about 4 to 5 weeks. It was all combined into one conversation, but it lasts about 4 or 5 weeks.
But I see what you were doing with the questions you were asking.
Did you notice that I didn't make any statements? Did I make any statements in that conversation?
Not to my knowledge.
Jared, did I make any statements? Robin, did I make any statements? I can't hear you. You're muted.
I heard one, but I can't tell you exactly what it was.
Okay, but generally, I
No.
made at least 95% of the questions, right? See, that's how we take control. And notice that we went from 2 showings a week, which is very common, and putting it in a position where it makes them realize that they're not getting enough showings on the house. Sometimes you just have to be just blatantly blunt with them and tell them the way it is. Greg Thomas, can you hear me? Greg? Yo, Greg. Okay, Greg's in listen-only mode. Any other objections that you think you'd hear from a for sale by owner? Because that's going to be the main thing to know what to say when you're talking to these people, how to be prepared. Robin, is that
Another objection I've gotten, oh, I'm sorry.
Go ahead. No, we're listening to Robin's dog over there.
Okay. Another objection I've gotten is they won't pay buyer commission if you bring the buyer.
They want the buyer to pay the commission?
Yeah.
Okay, let's role play on that one.
Okay.
You want me to role play or you want somebody else to do it?
That's fine. I'll be the FSBO.
Oh, you're the FSBO. Who wants to do it?
Because I want to know, I need to learn what to say.
JR, you want to do it? You big wimp. All right.
I want to hear about that objection.
What?
I would like to hear what you would do on that objection.
Oh, God.
We're
Like,
here
okay,
to
don't wanna
learn.
pay buyer- Fine. What?
Okay, let's do it. Ring, ring.
Hello?
Hello, is this Kiara?
Yes,
Hey, Kiara, Rob Russell. Remember talking to me?
vaguely.
Awesome. That's good. Vaguely is better than no. You sent me a seller's disclosure that I received, and I have another question for you.
Okay.
If I bring a buyer to you, would you be willing to pay my commission?
No,
Do you know what my commission is?
no,
Do you want to know?
no.
Okay. What if it was 1 cent?
I might rethink it then.
Okay, well, it's not 1 cent. Why don't you want to pay a commission to a buyer's agent?
I don't want to pay any commission to anyone. I need to save the money.
So when you say you need to save the money, how much do you owe on your house?
About 200,000,
And how much are you selling it for?
225.
So you're going to walk away with about 223, about 23,000 at closing.
Mm-hmm.
What are you going to do after you sell your house?
I have to pay medical bills.
Oh, gotcha. 23,000, huh? All right. So let's assume that you sell it without a realtor, or you work this without a realtor. How are you going to get the word out and exclude all the realtors in the whole community that you're not going to pay their commission? How are you going to do that?
I just won't let them in.
So you're depending solely on buyers who do not have a realtor.
Yes.
And where are you advertising?
Zillow and Craigslist.
And how many calls have you had from your Craigslist ads?
A number.
How many?
Several.
How many is several?
It's probably about 9.
9 calls?
Yeah.
And at what time period?
In the past 10 days.
So you've had about 1 per day.
Yes.
Are these investors that are calling?
Yes.
Do you know what investors do?
They flip the house.
So do you know
Or
how
use
the
it as a
process
rental.
works? Do you know how the process works when they flip?
They give me a low dollar amount.
So are you going to sell at a low dollar amount?
No.
So you're going to stay firm with your price.
Yes.
You're not going to drop the price at all.
No.
Okay, perfect. All right, well, that's all I need to know for now. I will let my buyers know that you are not paying my commission, because my buyers aren't going to pay the commission. Because in this market that we're in, actually for the last 19 years that I've been in real estate, the seller always pays the commission, always, 100% of the time. But if you don't want to pay it, I understand. So I'm going to let my buyers know, and we're going to move on to other houses.
Okay.
Okay, bye-bye now.
Bye.
Now, here's what's going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
Week number, okay, we've already talked, me and Kiara. Now, this really happens, by the way.
Yes, it does.
Is not going to pay the buyer's agent commission. So now it's time for call number 3 for sub-owner, to type what for sub-owner? Ring, ring.
Hello.
Hey, Kiara, Robert Russell.
Oh, you again?
It's me. Aren't you excited?
I don't know. Have you brought me a buyer?
Well, I'm trying to, but you don't want to pay the commission.
Well, the buyer is buying it. They should pay your commission.
I understand what you're saying, but since 99.999% of the sellers out there are paying the commission, they feel like you should pay the commission. So let me ask you this. How did you come up with the sales price of your house?
From the Zillow's estimate.
Zestimate. I love that process. How accurate do you think that is?
Fairly.
Fairly accurate.
Yeah, I think it's pretty close.
When was the last time you had your house appraised?
When I bought it 13 years ago.
How many?
13.
13. So you haven't had it appraised in 13 years.
That's right.
All right, so here's my question.
Is that something that's necessary?
Oh, if you want to sell it.
And why is that?
Because no loan company is going to give the buyer money unless the house is appraised. It's got to appraise at the sales price. So here's my next question for you. Very important question. Do you think your house is overpriced or underpriced?
I think it's underpriced.
Underpriced. So when you say it's underpriced, how much underpriced do you think it is?
Oh, at least 5,000 to 10,000.
So what kind of message do you think you're giving buyers in a market where you know it's underpriced? What message are you giving the buyers? Because here's the situation. No
Then I
commission.
want a quick sale.
Hold on.
That's what I'm telling them.
Hold on. No commissions. Underpriced. For sell by owner. What message are you giving buyers in that situation?
That I'm a motivated seller.
No, wrong answer. You're giving the message there's something wrong with the house because the market, because the internet is a powerful tool, they see that the house should be more than that, but you're asking 10 to 15,000 less than what it should be, and you're not using a realtor.
Well, I've put up these lovely pictures so they can see exactly what they're getting.
No, but listen to what I'm saying. It's 15,000 underpriced. If you would raise the price, pay the commission, use the realtor, you would actually make more at closing than what you're going to make right now by using a realtor.
I don't believe you.
You don't have to. The numbers speak for themselves.
I don't know how to reply to that.
Silence is a beautiful thing.
Silence is golden. No, seriously, I've never gotten that far, so I wouldn't know how they would somebody like that would reply.
You can kill people with silence.
Okay.
But you have to say, show me, Kiara. He said the numbers speak for themselves. So you say, show me.
Yes, but then I'm breaking my promise to myself not to use a realtor. Show me.
Show me.
And that's the conundrum.
Show me.
You put me in a conundrum.
What?
Well, for the role that I'm playing, you have now put me in a conundrum.
Conundrum. Is it?
Conundrum.
Conundrum.
I'm in a bad situation here because I have to promise myself as the FSBO that I'm not using a realtor, but now I have to tell you to show me the numbers.
So if I could show you how I could make you more money by using a realtor, would you be open to the idea?
I don't know.
If you did know, what would it be?
I'd have to see the numbers first.
Perfect. I've got your email address.
Okay.
Let me see what I can come up with, and I'll email it to you.
And you've got me now. I see it.
Right. Exactly. That's how you work a for sale by owner that doesn't want to pay the commission. Ask them that question. Is your house underpriced or overpriced?
Okay.
Either way, they're screwed. It's like asking JR, are you still beating your wife? If he
Never
answers
have.
yes, he's screwed. If he answers no, he's still screwed. Is your house overpriced or underpriced? Valuable question. And most of the times, they're not smart enough to think about, I want to give you option 3. They're going to answer overpriced or they're going to answer underpriced. They're screwed.
Okay.
Most people, when you give them the option of 1 or 2 things, they go with 1 or 2 things. So whenever I'm making an offer on something, on a house, this is what I do. I give them 2 offers. 2, not 1, 2. We'll give you $220 with $5,000 in closing cost, or we'll give you $223 with $2,000 in closing cost. Which one do you want? If they pick 1, guess who wins? Me. That's why you always want to give people an option, because they're not smart enough to give you that 3rd option. I don't like those 2. I want to do something else. Okay, so JR, how do you think you could handle that situation with hard-ass Kiara about not wanting to pay commissions?
I think I'm better prepared now.
So you could do it.
I'm going to practice. I'm going to watch the video more, yeah.
Okay, Stephanie Burnett, you're the for sale by owner. You're not paying commissions.
I'm the FSBO.
Yes, ma'am. You're the FSBO. JR, you're the realtor. Stephanie, be a hard ass on him.
Okay.
Just because he's the guy don't mean he's the winner. You're smarter than him.
All right, let's do this.
Do
All
it.
right. Ring.
Hello?
Hi, this is JR. Do you remember me?
No.
I'm the realtor that called you last week, and I asked you about that seller's disclosure. You gave it to me?
Oh, yeah.
Hi, how you doing today?
Good. What can I do for you?
Well, I'm calling to see if I bring you a qualified buyer, would you pay my commission?
Nope.
Why not?
Because I don't want to work with a realtor. I wanted to keep all the money.
You want to keep all the money. Okay. So if I have a buyer that's looking in the neighborhood and they want to make an offer on your property, would you look at the offer?
Does it require paying a commission?
Yeah, 99% of the time, the seller pays a commission.
Well, there's still that other 1%.
What was that?
There's still that other 1% that doesn't.
Yeah, that's true. Are you that 1%?
Looks like it.
All right. So, yeah, I'm lost.
Robin, take over. You're the realtor. We can't hear you. Turn the volume.
How many showings are you getting on your house?
I've had a couple in the past week.
And when you do these showings, who's doing the showings? Do you have to take off work?
No, I'm able to be there to let them in.
Oh, that's lucky. Okay. And are these guys pre-qualified buyers?
I don't know.
So you don't have any idea if they're actually a qualified buyer?
I wanted to see if they liked the house first.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Well, so you think that you're going to be able to hold out and be that 1% that doesn't have to pay a commission? What if I could show you that you would be able to make more money by paying a commission and working with a realtor who can advertise it in all of the different ways that we have access to?
I have heard that probably 7 or 8 times now from the other realtors that have called me. Everybody says that they can bring me the most money.
Well, I can understand that you want to keep the most money that you possibly can. I think probably every seller wants to do that. Okay, I'm running out of steam here.
Tama, you want to take over?
Yeah, I'll take over.
You're the realtor.
So,
Take over from here, where she left off.
so Stephanie, how do you feel about the pricing of your house? Do you feel like it's overpriced or underpriced?
I think that it's priced where it should be.
And how did you come up with that price?
I paid to have an appraisal done.
Okay, so you feel the house is priced right.
I didn't think that the $400 for the appraiser, I thought that was worth it, so I paid to have that done before I put it on the market.
And so what's your end goal here?
To sell the house.
In what amount of time?
Not really in a hurry.
But you do want to sell the house.
Yes.
And you're not willing to pay a commission.
Not at this time.
What is the amount you have in your head that you want to walk away with after the sale of your house?
$30,000.
So if I could show you how you could walk away with $30,000 in addition to paying the commission, would you be open to looking at that?
I feel like to do that, we'd have to raise the price to account for the commission, and then I don't think it would sell. I feel like it would be overpriced.
And how do you know that?
I priced it based on what the appraiser said. I don't know who's going to pay overvalue for it.
Okay, I can understand that. But still, your end goal is to walk away with $30,000, right?
Right.
So if I could show you how you could walk away with $30,000 with paying a commission, would you be open to that? Or you're still walking away with $30,000?
We haven't been on the market that long yet. I think I'm going to keep testing the waters and see what happens for now.
And how long do you plan on testing the waters?
Well, like I said, I'm not in any big hurry.
Okay.
Let me interrupt real quick. Tama, if you had 2,000 people to call in DFW that were for sale by owners, would you continue this conversation this long, or would you move on to somebody else?
I'd move on.
Kiara, what would you do? Would you move on?
I'd move on.
JR, what would you do?
I just asked a simple question like, okay, well, I'll call you back and I'll move on to the next one.
I think, Stephanie, I think you did awesome on this one. I mean, just completely awesome. And if
I stumped myself, if I'm being honest.
do what?
I stumped myself. I would have no idea what to say back to myself if I were in their shoes.
Well, see, that's what you have to be prepared for, is to know, because here's the thing, 19 years I've been calling for sale by owners. I hear the same stupid crap every single time. They change, and then people say, well, give me your scripts. Well, the problem with scripts is that they don't have the other side of the scripts. They don't know what they're supposed to say. They just know what they're going to say. And if you're going to go by scripts, well, then that means you got to give them a copy of what they need to be saying so you can say what you need to be saying. Nobody gave them the scripts. And so you have people that are...
Hey, hold on. Let me send you the script so we can have this conversation.
Okay, let me send you the script. There was a guy that I knew that was with Remax in Dallas, and he had scripts for days on his wall. It was crazy. And he would do this. He would walk around, and he'd be on the phone, and he'd be looking for the script. And I'd be going, what are you doing? Shh, I'm on the phone. I'm looking for my script. And I'm thinking, you idiot. Memorize this stuff, man. They're going to say the same thing. So here,
Okay, so how are we going to handle Stephanie Roberts?
I move on.
You move on. Okay.
See, the reason that most people will stick to this person is because they only have 50 people to call.
Yeah. Okay.
Afraid of letting go of Stephanie because that means they're down to 49 people. Oh shit. If I screw up, I ain't got nobody to call. Well, if you have 2,000 people to call, who cares what Stephanie says? Move on, call her next week. I guarantee her situation is going to change by next week. Or she's going to sell the house. But y'all are so hung up on trying to say the right thing that you keep forgetting that you've got so many friggin' leads to call. It doesn't matter what they do. Just keep calling. Just keep calling. Call more people. That's all you got to do. Have a list of everything that you think they're going to say. Know what you're going to say ahead of time. And just remember that they're going to say the same stuff. I would have moved on a long time. Way long time. I mean, Stephanie, you were wearing me out.
Well, Stephanie wore out 3 agents there, right?
We got 3 realtors that just quit the business completely.
Never had someone stick to their guns like that. They always back down. She did it.
I mean, I guess I was putting myself in their shoes. Like if I was dead set on not paying a commission, then I would let that person know no matter what you ask me, it's just not going to happen.
Well, I mean, you had your guns loaded. You had an appraisal, so you knew the price was right. You weren't going to pay a commission because that means you'd have to raise the sales price, and then it's not going to appraise if you raise the sales price to account for the commission.
Right.
And if you're underwater on your loan, you're in a position where you really can't add commissions because you've got to pay off the loan. There will be people that are like that. They cannot get a realtor. They're so upside down on their loan that even with the appraisal, they can't add commissions. Understand that. People are selling their house for sale by owner not because they're greedy, because they have to. So I think where I would have gone with that, which I didn't get to play, I'm kind of bummed out that I didn't get to play. I would have turned it around and asked her where she's going to move to when she sells her house.
Exactly. I just thought about that. That's right.
I was waiting for somebody to ask me that.
You didn't let me play. I was going to ask you that, but I got excluded on this game for some reason. Because again, remember, Stephanie is going to sell that house. She had her guns loaded. She's probably more prepared than most for sale owners. Most for sale owners will not pay for an appraisal ahead of time. They won't do it. And if they do go that extra step and get an appraisal, they're probably going to not use a realtor. I mean, that's just the facts. So
I don't even think that a lot of people would know to do that. Honestly, I only know because we started off as a for sale by owner. One time we flipped the house and we paid for the appraisal, so we knew where to price it. So we ended up listing with a realtor, but we started off doing everything we could not to.
So what I would do is I would turn that around and say, Stephanie, when you sell your house, and you probably will, because you seem like you're really smart, smarter than most sellers and realtors, by the way, where are you going to move to once you sell your house?
Yep.
That's my next question. Who's helping you find a house? Have you gotten pre-approved for a loan? Greg Thomas put in here in the notes, do you know what type of loan would be best for your home? What if you could help qualify buyer, put them in touch with a lender? Do you think that would help you add value to the buyer? See, he's looking at on the buyer's side.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think that would help you get your price rather than their lowball offer? So approach this on the buyer end. What drives me crazy, absolutely ape shit crazy, is when I see realtors post on Facebook, I have no buyers to work with. JR, you went like this. Are you wondering why that drives me crazy?
Yeah, tell me why. I don't really care about other realtors on Facebook, but go ahead.
Doesn't that drive you crazy if you saw a realtor say, I have no buyers to work with?
No, doesn't drive me crazy. I don't care about them.
See, I have a problem with common sense. It's because you're not looking. They're right there in front of you. You've got all these for sale by owners that are going to sell their house. They're going to buy something else, or they're going to be homeless. What about all the for sale by owners? What about all these buyers? There's so many buyers out there, but y'all are overlooking the buyers that are right. Does that make sense? Don't forget about your for sale by owners if you're a buyer's agent. I mean, they're right there in front of you. Okay, I want to do one more thing. Do y'all have a minute?
Yeah.
Is anybody in a really rush?
I'm just going to go put my dog out. I'll be right back. I can hear you.
We're going to go ahead and talk about you while you're gone.
Okay.
Okay, y'all talk about her. What are we going to say?
Whisper, whisper, whisper.
Okay, can y'all see my screen?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. I'm going to show y'all this real quick because I know that this is recorded, and hopefully this will help you. What I'm going to show you is my, this is what I'm using for my database to do email campaigns. And I use a program called Top Producer.
Mm-hmm.
And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you what my email campaign looks like. And I'm going to go through the emails. And since this will be on video, you can slow it down, stop it, and just change it based on your own wording. But this is how often I have the emails going. The first email, which is the day after I talk to them, I have a question for you. If I bring you a buyer, will you pay my commission? Then the next email goes out 3 days, 6 days, 9 days, 10 days. And this is how often they go out, all the way to 85 days after the first time I call them. So now let's look at what they look like. I have a question for you. I forgot to ask you in my email yesterday, if I bring a buyer to you that makes an offer on your house, would you be willing to pay my commission? Please let me know. I have tips available on my website for buyers. If you want to take a look, click here. And the link goes to my website.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the first email. Email number 2. Remember, I told y'all that I need to shorten these things up because they're too long. So this is something I've got to do. Do you know the statistics show that depending on the price of your home, there's a 60 to 90% chance that whoever buys your home will have to sell their home first. If that sounds like it might complicate it, it's because it always does. I can help your buyers price this house right so that your home sale closes. Give me a call. Let's work together, see if the need arises. See, if you notice, I haven't said anything about trying to list their house. It's all about coming to them on a buyer's end. Next email. How's it going? I sent you an email to introduce myself. I hope you're enjoying the home selling process. Is your house sold? Is your house sold yet? I hope so. You see, the less competition my listed properties have, the better. If any technical questions come up, please let me know. Have I talked about listing their house yet?
Mm-mm.
Now this is day 9 after their first call. Now I have now called them 2 days ago on day 9. And remember, they got the email on Friday that showed sold listings. Okay, there's that one. Y'all can pause this later when you get the video. Testimonials. How many of you have testimonials on your website?
I did on my old one, but I haven't moved them back over.
Old one is yesterday. That's gone.
I know. I haven't moved them over.
Stephanie, do you have testimonials?
I have a few on my Facebook, my business Facebook.
Not on your website. Robin Young, testimonials?
No.
J.R. Fletcher, testimonials.
On Google and Facebook, not on my website.
Why not your website?
Just got to do it.
Dude, Thomas Price, testimonials?
No.
Oh my God. Not only do I have testimonials from buyers and sellers, I have testimonials from other realtors.
I was about to say, I don't have anybody to have testimonials from.
I want the for sale by owners to see that realtors are okay with working with me, that I'm not such a dick that they don't want to do business with me. So get testimonials from other realtors in addition to buyers and sellers. Have that on your website. I shouldn't have said that D word, I'm sorry. We're all adults, y'all can handle it. It's not like you do. Here's another one. So the point I'm trying to make is very simple. On the testimonials, I want to go back to the testimonial things. Testimonials show sellers that you have actually closed transactions. Now, when I first started, I had a website where I could list all of my sold listings, and I had it on a page called Sold Listings. And then there was this deal in Texas about you can't show sold properties because of disclosures. I think if there's any way that you can show sold listings on your website, it's going to give you credibility so that sellers can see that you've actually sold other properties in all price ranges. Does that make sense? Okay. So good news for today. No homework. What was that? Okay. Next week is what week are we on? 4 coming up?
4 next week.
Okay, I'm not going to tell you what we're going to talk about, but I'm going to tell you this. Do not miss number 5. Go ahead and plan that out. If you miss number 5, you're going to be highly upset because I'm going to talk about some stuff that's going to go, and your head's going to go. Okay? So I will send the video out today. Jamal has just joined us. Jamal, so glad you could join us. Bad news, dude. You're 7 minutes late and this 1 hour is finished, but I'll send you the video. All right, so y'all have a great day, and we'll talk to you later. Remember, hold on. This is called a cell phone. I'm wiping the dust because nobody calls me. So sad. All right, y'all have a great day. We'll talk to you later.
Bye.
Bye-bye now.